Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and I literally just got done watching one of Cameron DeMilla's videos on how to shine up engine cases and motor parts, so I'm super stoked to get in the garage right now and do some work. I'll show you what I'm working with though. Got myself a little bench buffer from Harbor Freight. I think it was about 60 bucks or something like that. Then I ordered myself a set of the prymemx pads that Cameron sells. So there's actually two kinds. One's a little finer grit, and then we got one that's a little bit more coarse, so it'll help get out any scratches or grooves in whatever part you're working with. The parts that I'm gonna be working on today is one, I got the triple clamps up. So the bottom triple clamp, I kind of gouged a little bit when I was taking off that bottom bearing. I had actually high hopes of Cerakoting some stuff, but due to lack of time and some funds where I'd rather spend money in other different parts of the bike, I'm not gonna be Cerakoting, so I'm just gonna pretty much polish that up on the bench grinder. Then I got the top triple clamp as well. I mean, these are really in great shape, but this looks like it was kind of nicked from the previous owner, a little bit on both sides. No big deal, we'll get that all cleaned up. Next up, let's see here. I got the swing arm. The swing arm actually, if you can see, there we go, is a little beat up in some spots. We got a nice chunk out of it right there. Some good scratches, but it kind of has this like gray coating paint on it. So hopefully I'll get that all cleaned up on the bench grinder, remove that motorsport.com sticker and clean it up and get it all shined up. Okay, then after that swing arm's all polished up, I'm gonna go after the clutch cover, the ignition cover. Got a couple power valve covers on the bike that I'm gonna shine up real nice. At the end of this video, if you guys like how they turned out, head over to prymemx, get yourself a couple of those pads because they work so awesome. But all right guys, for now, stay tuned. I'm gonna dive into it. I would also suggest wearing some type of face mask or respirator because you're gonna be grinding off tiny particles and you don't wanna be breathing that stuff in. And then as well as some safety glasses so nothing gets in your eyes, because that would be a pretty bad trip right there. So make sure you have that stuff before you're going ahead and doing this. First up, I'm gonna tackle this swing arm with the coarser pad to see if I can get this paint off. Well guys, I am not gonna lie, this is a ton of work. It's taken way longer than I thought it was going to, but I'm actually using the coarser pad to get off all the paint. I tried to switch over to the finer pad, but wasn't working as well, not nearly as well as getting all this paint off. So I just kind of finished it off. I scuffed the paint off and then finished it off with the finer one. And you can see we're coming out nice and shiny here compared to the other side, which is kind of this dull grayish paint, and you can tell that I've kind of started on this side already, but man, what a process. But hopefully once this thing is done, I'll be having a brand new looking swing arm. Alright guys, so here's the deal. I had high hopes of doing some Cerakoting on this bike, like I was going to do the triple clamps, I was going to do these side covers and a bunch of different engine parts and everything, but honestly, I'm running out of time. I really want to get this bike together and want to ride it, so maybe down the road I'll kind of dive into some Cerakoting. Like you guys saw, I do have the sandblast cabinet, but here's the thing. I want this bike done and I'm itching really bad to get it back together, so I'm gonna take these prymemx pads from Cameron DeMilla, continue to do that, and I'm gonna shine these up and make them look factory. So here we go. I have to say, I am absolutely loving these prymemx pads. They work great for the surface. What I need to do is actually get like a little Dremel and see if I can get in the little cracks and tighter crevices where the bigger wheel can't reach. But man, this thing is gonna look so nice, and I'm pretty pumped on the finish of this. So right on to these prymemx pads. If you're not racing, you kind of look around what do I do with my time? Just finished up polishing up all those parts, and man, let me tell you guys, it was way more work than I expected. A ton of elbow grease went into it, and it took more than a few hours to get everything the way I wanted to. So with the prymemx pads, they worked great. With the thicker sides of the swing arm and the triple clamps, man, those things really tore off that paint super easy. It was when I started getting to the nooks and crannies, I had to dive into the Dremel tool and use the little wire brushes and buffer pads to really get into those tight spots, which took the longest, I would say. But otherwise, I'm super happy with the way things turned out. I know I said I was gonna Cerakote some things, but hey, this is the next best alternative. So let me show you guys how those things turned out. All right, here we go. So we got the swing arm. This thing is looking prime time. So nice and shiny. None of that nasty green paint, the gray paint on there. Right here, there was a nice little ding. I didn't want to get into it too bad, but I mean, smoothed it right out. I mean, you guys remember all the scratches and nicks in that paint, so the swing arm came out super well. Moving on to the triple clamps, same thing. Took me a bunch of time with these bad boys, but I can't wait to get them on the bike because they definitely look factory. And then moving on to the clutch cover and ignition covers. Like, those things are just so nice and shiny, and they're gonna be looking so prime on the bike. And then to finish up with the 2 power valve covers there. So if you guys are happy with the way things turned out here, head over to prymemx, get a couple of these pads. I actually didn't even dive into the 2 spare ones that I had. The coarser one barely even got touched, and then there's the finer one in the back that I was using for the finer polishing that it's pretty much almost gone, but still has a ton of life left on it. So I'm super happy with the way those turned out. So thanks to Cam for those. But thanks for watching, guys. Go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel because I've got some more videos coming up soon. So I appreciate all the support that you guys have given me. Thanks a lot.